How can we use self-monitoring and reporting out to create success personally and organizationally? And the second part to that question, how can we change people's perception that self-monitoring and reporting out is potentially micromanaging, which is something as we teach and as we do webinars on this, we get the feedback that, hey, isn't that micromanaging?
I find that self-monitoring could be one of the most important principles out of these 5 principles that we were talking about today, because self-monitoring often also requires people to be honest, but also be calibrated with the KPIs that their supervisor and they had come up with together. Just that one act, no matter what the KPI is that you're looking to improve. So those things could vary greatly across an organization. It could be that you're coaching someone and you already have a good relationship and you know that there are ups and downs, and not everyone can perform with discretionary effort every single day. But one of the things that they can do is work on possibly one area that you've identified in your relationship that could work as a professional. And if it's engagement that you're looking to increase, and someone might be, basically just taking a frequency count of the number of functional equivalent responses that a learner made, because say you're really focusing on providing an opportunity for attention in all different ways. Like with the self-monitoring piece, the person might just text you once a day that, there were 11 appropriate mans for communication. That just could be simply as a text, or it could be the software program that we've been working on. Just by the act of them texting that number to you also this worked way back in the day. I remember 30 years ago where we were trying to improve a kid's communication for attention-maintained behavior, and the person would just send a message once a day. Back then it was like we weren't even using cell phones, but they would slide a piece of paper under my door with the total number. So the fact that they were measuring it, and then I would respond and just ask a couple questions, like things like, take a true interest, take true accountability. I would ask questions simply like, oh wow, there was a new topography today, so he raised his hands instead of using a certain word, or he used sign language. And then that back and forth really can inspire someone. But what I found is it also helps you determine one of 2 things. As behavior analysts, we struggle with this, right? As leaders, is the behavior if it's not occurring, is it due to will or skill? Like I've heard some other talks today. So if they're not even willing to shoot you that text or that message on the software program of the number of functional equivalents that occurred, or whatever it is you're really working on, they're not willing to do it. It might just be a motivation issue. If it's a skill issue, it might just be that they need to see a lot of training videos. You may have to go on site and model it. You may have to ask the questions and provide the resources. So all of that really helps you as a leader know, do you need to motivate? Either way, we're accountable, right? As leaders, do we need to help inspire them and motivate them with a consequence-based intervention, or because they're not sending you the self-monitoring, or do we need to provide training, instructions, a checklist of things to do? So I find that to be important, one of the most important factors.